listening to the Align and Inspire podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Monique, and in this episode, I want to share why creating more offers is slowing down your sales. And trust me when I say I have learned this the hard way. So before we dive in, I wanted to just kind of get a little bit of a background for you on why I call this podcast the Align and Inspire podcast. And it is really to help you feel aligned in the program that you support people with, that you help people with, that you run, so that you can really inspire others to make the change, to help them to create the life that they want to, and so that you can really create that ripple effect in your business and in your work. And let's dive into this common problem that I see in coaches that I honestly, when I think back, is one of the biggest reasons that I struggled to grow my business. It wasn't because I didn't know, and maybe this is you, it's not because I didn't know launch strategies. It's not because I didn't know what a funnel was. It even wasn't because I didn't know how to sell. And I see this so often. And either what happens is, here's what I really see, is oftentimes I will see coaches, they'll join a program and they'll say, oh, okay, I need to sell it this way. I'm going to create this course and then I'm going to launch it with webinars. Or I'm going to create this program and I'm going to launch it with a challenge or whatever it is. And you get all excited and you launch it and it doesn't quite land the way that you're hoping or the way that you thought it would. So then you might think, okay, well, maybe I need to try this other thing. Maybe it wasn't this particular offer. Maybe I need to try a new offer. And so that you tried this other offer, or maybe you have this other idea of how you could do it in tandem, or maybe you don't want to really exclude people. So you want to have a different, like you want to have a low ticket offer and then a medium ticket offer and a higher ticket offer so you can meet different people where they need. And you end up creating all of these different new offers. And the problem is when you create all these new offers, you don't necessarily make one of them really stand out and work. And you end up feeling either maybe burnt out or that you're working really hard and it's not necessarily giving you the results that you wanted. If any of this sounds familiar for you, I know it was familiar for me, I want to share why making more offers does not mean more sales. And in fact, it's often the thing that really holds people back, especially if you're an experienced coach and you have been doing this for a little while. So in this episode, I want to share why this is a trap to be creating these new offers, what to focus on instead so that you could really grow your business and your revenue without feeling scattered and have more of that consistency, and what to focus on first. So the first thing that I want to share is, why is this a trap? Why is this new offer trap, especially if you already are good at what you do? So I know for me, what happened was, I remember I first started creating lower ticket offers. I have created over 102. Okay. I first created lower ticket offers because in the industry I was in when I was a curriculum writer, that people just said, create more, create. That's how you build the business that you want. So I started listening to that. But the problem is I wasn't creating small, little, simple products for grade 2. I was creating like high school level products, like year-long curriculum. I was creating really in-depth programs for teachers to use with their students. And it was so much work. And I put so much energy, and sometimes my products worked and sometimes they sold, but not that great. So then I spoke to a coach and she said, well, have you ever thought about creating a membership? I remember like literally at the time, I had a toddler at the time and she was Australian, my coach. So I would sit in my car to take my calls with her at 6 p.m. because I didn't want to be at home where my kids would, my son was at home and he would interrupt my call. I was like, I spent money to be on this group coaching program. So I would sit in my car and steal internet from a local coffee shop. I'd like be behind it and sit in my car and like go to this call with my coach. And I was saying to her, I really want to grow my business. What should I do? And she said, well, there's a lot of people in your industry who are doing really well with memberships. Why don't you start a membership? And I thought, oh, okay, I'll start a membership. And so I bought another course about how to run memberships. And then I created that whole membership and I launched it and I got 30 plus 35 members and I started creating these products in my membership. But the problem was I worked so hard on that membership. And what was I making, like $700 a month or something on this membership? And I was working so hard and it just wasn't sustainable. So I was like, you know what? Membership, not for me. I'm going to create a group coaching program while I still have my other offers that I'm creating on the side. So I had this team of people that were building out these smaller ticket offers. And then I was going to create my group coaching program because I really wanted to create more consistent income. So I started my group coaching program and I got the sales from it. It was working well. And then it didn't land quite as much as I wanted to. So I thought, well, why don't I keep running this program? But I'm also going to teach teachers how they can become curriculum writers and sell their programs, their products online. So I was launching both of them at once. And then I launched them both and I ran both programs over the summer and I made some money. And then at the end of the summer, I was like, oh, now what do I do? And when I look back, the thing that I was doing wrong is I was always creating a new offer. And when you think about the new offer, it's not just creating the product, it's creating the whole sales system. What messaging do you need to use? What offer is going to sell? What sales system is going to work for people? How are you going to get people to show up to your webinar? Like there are so many elements that really need to be fine-tuned to get an offer off the ground. And instead of really nailing that, I was just creating. And I fell into this trap of the reason it was a trap was because when I first sold something, because I can sell things, I would sell them and I hit like a little revenue injection or you know how people talk about like, oh, get a cash injection in your business. So I was living from cash injection to cash injection in my business. I'd have like a 5-figure month and then a way lower month. And I was like in this roller coaster of create something new, launch it, make some money, and then have to fill it and then start all over again. And it wasn't until in hindsight, I realized that I needed to focus in on one offer and make it my signature offer. So when I started really leaning into, I'm going to help teachers stop working evenings and weekends, and I'm not going to do anything else, that's when I started to really pick up. Two things happened. For one, I started to pick up momentum and brought more and more people into my program. But the other is that I wasn't just putting a Band-Aid on the things that weren't working in my business. Like I was able to shine a light on the problems that I had that I didn't know I had. So when I was creating these different products, I just would start something new. And I didn't realize one of the main holes that I was avoiding, I didn't know I was avoiding it, was actually growing my audience. I wasn't really growing my audience. And therefore, I was always creating new things for the existing audience that I had because I didn't want to sell them something that they had already seen. And so I realized that I was missing a core element to making a business work. And so if you know that you want to create a business, an online business, or you want to take your business really to a place where it has consistent revenue, where it has dependable revenue, what I didn't realize at the time is that you actually need 4 things in place to be able to get to that level of success. And when you think about the 4 things that every offer needs, and this is why it becomes a trap, is you need an attraction strategy. How are you getting in front of the right people who will want what you have to offer? You need a sales strategy, a way that you actually sell what it is that you do. You make an offer, you provide value, you make an offer like a webinar, a challenge, a sales call, whatever it is. Then you need a magnetic offer, an offer that is really going to speak to your ideal client and solve their unique problem. They're going to say, oh my gosh, this is what I need. And you need a transformational program. But when you are creating new offers, you can't refine each one of those steps. So they're either not going to grow or they're not going to get to the place where you want them to be. So you might create a program, but you don't have time to refine it because you're always launching something new. Or you might be launching something new and not realize, like me, that you actually had an audience growth problem, not an offer problem. But until you realize that you need those 4 elements and they work together, you're not going to notice where the hole is in your business and you're always just creating. So instead, what you need is truly a signature program, a cohesive signature program That's what's going to bring in more sales, more repeat clients. It's going to be the backbone of your business and what your business needs to be able to grow to that place. Because when you think about it, when you think of most of the mentors and coaches that you look up to in the online space, I'd love for you to count how many offers they have. How many programs do they truly have? And yes, some people have multiple and that works for them. And if that's for you, fantastic. But when you think about most of the big names, they might have a few core offers and they only run one at a time and they refine it and improve it until it is a well-oiled machine. And then they create the next one. It's when you're always in creation mode. You are in creation mode, therefore you're not in marketing mode and you won't be able to make the revenue that you want. So when you have that signature program, you can create more sales and more repeat clients. Because the other way that I see it is like a bridge. Okay. So this one is a little bit easier to explain if I'm drawing it for you, but imagine this in your mind. Okay. So when you are on one side of the bridge, imagine that's where you are now, and you're looking to get to the other side of the river, and that's your goal. What a lot of us do, myself included, is we'll think, okay, I'm going to create this program. So this is what I did. Okay, I'm going to create this membership offer and create my membership. And that's going to get me to the recurring consistent revenue that I want. Oh, but you know what? Actually, that is a lot of work and it's really not aligned for me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create a lot of lower ticket products and just sell those and launch those. Okay, that's not fully working for me. Okay, next I'm going to create a group coaching program for teachers. That's what I'm going to focus in on. Oh, but I'm still not getting to the money that I want. So maybe I should do this other program on the side so it can bounce up my revenue. And so I was creating and creating and creating. When you think about it, I had built all these beginnings of bridges, but I wasn't anywhere close to getting to the goal. When I said I wanted to create one program and I decided, okay, first I'm going to create this beta offer with my teachers and I'm going to try it out. That's the first part of the bridge. And then I tried it out and I got some feedback and I got some ideas of what I needed to do to make it better. So I reinvested in the program and I improved it. I improved my offer and I built a little bit more of the bridge. And then I started going, okay, what do I need to do to make this offer even stronger, even more magnetic? What can I add to it? What can I improve on? How can I make the messaging even that more dialed? So I got a little bit closer to that, like where I wanted to get to on the other side of the river. And then when I said, okay, now I really feel good about my offer, my sales mechanism, how can I get in front of more people? That's when I hit my goal. So you need to be able to build one bridge at a time in order to hit the revenue that you want rather than spreading yourself too thin. And that's really the power of a signature program. What I love around the signature program is two things. It's first about your client experience and then about how it's going to affect you with your sales and your revenue. So when you think about your client experience, what a lot of people say is like, oh, I'm going to have Q&A. I'm going to have Q&A. And yes, Q&A is a great starting point. But what you really want to do to create a quality experience that is scalable is you want feedback loops. So this is one example of why a signature program can be so powerful. You can create feedback loops. So intentional ways that you get a sense of where your clients are at, where your students are at, what questions do they have, what do they need. You're always checking in with them. And then you take that information and you put it back in your program. So you are not always there to answer questions. You are there to amplify what they're already learning, that the structure already exists in your program. You're improving, refining your program, and then you can create a better quality experience for your clients. If there's something that goes wrong, maybe a Zoom link doesn't work, maybe a recording doesn't get sent out, maybe something like some sort of tech mishap happens, maybe someone's not understanding a specific module, maybe your students they're dropping off at a specific section. When you have a signature program and you have those feedback loops, you can continue to say, oh, this isn't happening. I'm going to change this. I'm going to fix this. And you improve and you improve and you improve and you create this exceptional product. That's going to be something that you're going to feel so confident selling. And it's going to create an amazing experience for your clients and you're going to get more transformations. So that's the first thing. And then the second is that it's going to actually make you more money too, because first, you're going to be able to get renewals. If you have a program that allows for renewals, which I do encourage, it really makes a big difference, is when you have renewals, Then if when people have a great experience with you and they want to move further with you, there's another option for them to renew with you and you can make more money. Like with one sale, it makes you more money because your clients stay with you longer. And the other reason is because you keep improving your sales process. You're selling the same thing over and over again. So you have this, your promise, your price point, how you're selling it, your messaging, how you're getting in front of the right people. You're always tweaking and refining and improving, but you can't do that without having that foundational offer first. So when you have that cohesive signature program, you have this asset that you can sell, that you can depend on. Like, I know this is what I do. And I think sometimes when you think about it, like entrepreneurship, when you first start can be so exciting, but then if you've been in it for a little while, it's like, a 9 to 5 was nice with that whole consistent income thing, like dependability. This gives you more stability and you can add creativity in other ways in your business. You can market it differently. You can add little pieces to your program, but you have a foundation in place that is going to pay you. It's the thing that you already have tested that people want and that now you're just improving and improving. Remember those 4 stages. You're improving how you're attracting people. You're getting more and more of the right people in because you're getting that feedback from your current clients. What kind of qualities did they have? What they were looking for? What interested them in my program? You put that into your messaging and you can attract more of those people. Then in your sales system, instead of starting a new sales system from scratch, this is what I used to do, you're not creating new webinars all the time. You have your one webinar, you have your one sales system, you have your one, maybe you do 5-day challenges, whatever it is. Maybe you have a recorded training. You're always just improving and refining because you have that experience of talking to your clients, of talking to prospective clients, and you just dial it in. Your offer gets more dialed in because you get more and more clear on what it is that your people want. And then your actual delivery becomes so much more transformational because you know it inside and out. It's the thing that you really hone in on. You know what kind of problems people have in, and you just become a more and more transformational coach. And it's something that even you become known for. So people can refer you because you get known for the signature method, the signature program that is you are the founder of, rather than having all of these one-off offers. People can say, oh, she does this. She helps you with, let's say you're helping children eat more varied diet, or she helps you with self-regulation so you can be more present with your children. Or she really helped me with my adolescents in, getting into the school that they wanted to, or whatever it is. You become known for that thing because you have a signature program, a signature method. It's this foundation. Then from there, if you want to create other offers, maybe you want a lower ticket offer that flows into it. Maybe you want a higher ticket offer. Maybe you want to have a few that flow into one into the next because you're working with people as they grow. Like say you work with moms who are in their prenatal and then postpartum, and as their babies grow, you can offer different kind of iterations. But when you don't have that foundation first, you're going to feel really spread thin. You need to have the foundation that's bringing in your revenue that you can depend on. Then you can invest in other programs rather than thinking the new program is the thing that's going to save you. Does that make sense? And I mean, maybe that sounds a bit harsh, but that's what I used to think. That's the thing that I really need to do. And it wasn't. It was that it's so counterintuitive because when you launch something and it doesn't work, you think, oh, this program doesn't work. I should try something new. No, you need to take that thing and say, I know it's going to work. I just haven't figured out how to sell it yet. And you try it again. It really feels counterintuitive, but when you can get to the place where your program feels like it's truly yours, it feels aligned, it feels like your signature, it's the thing that you can be known for, it's the foundation of your business, then you have the freedom to create those different things rather than feeling this need, like you need to create them in order to stay afloat in your business. So I would love to hear from you if you found this episode helpful, if you want help creating your signature or refining really your signature program. So it's taking the program that you have and really making it your signature. I would love to hear from you on Instagram. My handle is laurenmonique.business. And I will see you on another episode of the Align and Inspire podcast.